Hello and welcome to Your Daily Five with myself, Jane Gallina, also known as Airplane Jane. I am all over social media and you are always welcome to reach out to me if you have any questions. You can reach me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, my website, cjanetrade.com, and also my email, jane@cjanetrade.com. So this week, I'm definitely highlighting commodities and in particular the metals. Looking at the gold chart over here, let's bring up the laser pointer. We can see that we are setting up higher lows on the daily chart. And it's even easier to see on our weekly chart. We are slowly setting these higher lows, a little anomaly right here back in August, but we're slowly setting up higher lows and we're creating a nice little wedge. Now we have had Basel III implementation start to happen. We can see that gold is increasing a bit in relation to the SPX valuation as it's dropping. So when we see this, people are likely using gold as a store of wealth. Basel III implementation was saying, hey, you used to be able to back your assets with paper valuation products, such as futures for silver and gold. Now they're saying you need to have that physical product in hand. And likely we're going to see more calling of these contracts and an increase in the price due to limited supply. It's a commodity, right? So let's look at the top one that I liked for gold is GLD. This was the strongest. We have seen this form very much like the gold contract. And I would say if we can keep this up above 162.50, we have a big supply purchasing area right there, that this is going to be a good base for further growth up. On the large picture, right, even on the weekly, monthly chart, we are setting up a nice cup and handle right here. So a base down here at 100, a high up at 190, that's 90 points once we break out from this handle over here. So we'd be looking at, if this is a breakout, roughly 175, we'd be looking at roughly 265, not immediately, but longer term holding for gold. Next up is SLV, the Silver Trust. We are in a bit of a downward channel at the moment, but we have found buying support on the $20 mark. Even 25 right here is a pretty good buying supply area. If we break below that, we might test down to 1980, but looking for it really to hold that 20 area. Now, these are ones that are on my watch list. I'm not necessarily jumping in at the moment, but I'm watching these for that reversal and supply to come, volume to come into the chart and also change that momentum to the upside. Again, a lot of people will likely be putting their wealth from the market into more of a safe haven, such as metals. On the weekly chart, we can see it here as well. That $20 range is fairly strong support. So looking to see, we have had a bit of a consolidation area right here that's been going on since mid 2020. Are we ready to finally break out? Once we break above 23, that would be my confirmation on the weekly chart that we are full force moving to the upside. And with a nice little rounded bottom here, I would sort of ignore this anomaly. That was back during COVID time. So we're looking at roughly $12.50 up to $27, $28. That's a good $14.50, right? Yeah, 27. So we could add that on to 23. We'd be looking up to $37 up here, roughly the resistance area of the past. So looking for that to break above 23 on the weekly chart. Next up is steel. We have Biden heading to Pittsburgh for his infrastructure deal, and at perfect timing, right? We just saw a bridge collapse in a park in Pittsburgh. So we definitely need that infrastructure deal to go through. And what's going to be needed when we have that bill signed? Steel. You need steel in repairing bridges, right? So looking for this to hold the support on the daily chart here, roughly $18. And then continue move on up. I would anticipate to see this up to 30, $32 in the longer term. Here it is on our weekly chart. You can see we have had more buying down here on this volume histogram. So looking to see for this reversal and retracement on the weekly chart and break out above this trend line for further move up 32 and then potentially higher in the longer term. Also looking at copper, BHP is one of the top performers in the copper sector, and it has had a nice run up. This actually has a nice little inverted head and shoulders. Right here, we have our left shoulder, our head, and our right shoulder. So once we break above roughly this 68 mark, we came down to, we'll call this 52. That's going to be $16. When we break out up here, a rough move up of $16 for our projected target. Now we would obviously have a bit of resistance hitting this area right here, the former high, but once we break above that, would likely see that we are going to hit new highs for BHP. It's a little bit easier to see over here. We have seen this just been grinding higher, right? And a nice V-shaped bottom with a little bit of a downward turn. But if we were to add this from here on up, we would see we could go even in a longer term up to potentially $80, $90 for BHP. Last up is Alcoa. We saw that China stopped production of aluminum. They were one of the largest producers of aluminum and exporters, but it was just too costly for them with the cost of energy and coal trying to go forward with their green initiative. So they stopped production of aluminum. That's naturally going to lower the supply and overall increase the price. Looking here, as long as we can stay above our 50 simple moving average, roughly at $54 right here, I do like this to the upside. Again, aluminum has just been moving up. And we see here, we had a double top, right? We had a double top over here, roughly $58. And looking for us to break above that again. On the shorter term, we do have a little downward turn, but the big picture, a nice big V bottom. So we could see this moving up even to 100 in the next year, in my opinion. Again, I do also follow the dark pools, which are going to be where the really big guys of the market place their trades. If you are interested in learning more about how to trade the dark pools, come on over to thedarkpools.com and check out the training pits. And as always, carpe profit, seize those profits one trade at a time. That's your Daily 5 with Jane Gallina.
Hey guys, Dave Keller here with StockCharts.com. Thanks so much for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, and we hope you did, hit the like button right below. Also, we have so much new content every day. Consider subscribing to the channel. Just hit the subscribe button in the video or right below. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Have a fantastic day.